I'm Dr. Marta Katalenas. I'm a pediatrician. I'm talking to you from Austin, Texas. And I am here like every week with my friends to give you advice how to prepare easy meals for your kids and for the whole family. And also we're going to talk about something very important, which is transitioning a baby from just breast milk to other kinds of feedings. So it's a very, in some cases, controversial issue that we are going to discuss with Veronica because she has 3 kids and she went through this recently. And Fer is going to give us some good recipes at the end. So I hope you enjoy today. So here they are, these 2 ladies. Hi Fer, how are you?
Hi Marta, hi Vero. Yes, and for Candil, I have a catering business with food from Spain, Paellas Tapas Amor. I'm a mother of 5 and I live in Round Rock, Texas. And yes, I bring couple recipes. One is not really a recipe, but this is just a special dessert I would like the kids prepare for their dad in this special Father's Day, who's coming this weekend. And the other one is related with the topic we are going to talk today with the change of the meals and food we are going to introduce to our babies. So with us is a very expert now too, is Veronica. Hi Veronica, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Hi Marta, hi Fer. It's good to see you again. As you were saying, today we're going to talk about complementary food in babies and toddlers. This is a very exciting topic because it's such a cool moment for every mom. It's when your baby stops just like having milk and goes on to the next step, sharing food with the family, trying all sorts of new stuff, little by little. And so I think it's a very important topic, and I'm so glad I have Marta today to be able to answer some questions that we have. So the first question that I want to make today is, when should we start, and what should be the first foods that would be adequate for a baby?
Okay, so that's a full question and very, very, very important. And the answer, I have to tell you that not even the experts agree when, because everybody wants, okay, give me a number. Now, when? 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. And we have to apply a little bit of common sense, put together with the information we know about the nutritional needs of the baby. And then from there, individualize the advice to, because everybody's different, as we are going to see very soon here. So the American Academy of Pediatrics says that the Commission in Lactation says that you have to do exclusively breast milk for the first 6 months, and then after that you can consider introducing other foods. And they have a commission in nutrition that says that, well, perhaps after 4 months, if the baby is ready and shows signs of being ready, you can start introducing maybe some cereal with a spoon. We don't want to put it in the bowl, but just give it with a spoon, because at that time is when the deposits of iron starts to drop. You know, the baby accumulates iron through the placenta from mom. And then after about 4, 5, 6 months is when they start going low and the baby starts storing its own deposits of iron, a very important nutrient for brain development. So after 4 months, if you're going to start giving something with a spoon, cereals that are fortified with iron, and with many other things, baby cereals have a lot of nutrients there, it would be a good choice. From there on, that's why I give the option to my patients. What I tell them is 4 to 6 months. That way I make everybody happy. You know, if they are ready at 4 months, you can start at that age. If not, and some babies tell you, some babies are just looking at you when you are eating, they are drooling, they grab the spoon when you are eating. Others, when you try to feed them with the spoon, they make a face, they cry, they are not ready, they gag, they don't want it. And so for those, it makes sense to wait another month or another couple of weeks. And then from there on until 12 months, which is when they usually are able to tolerate all kinds of textures. From that point until 12 months, I will say to slowly introduce new foods and texture. So it's 2 things. One is what foods you are going to give, and another one is what texture because you have to be ready to tolerate certain foods. So that's the advice that I give in general to my patients.
And I heard, I'm very new on that because my kids just, there are no more kids. And I introduce them with, you say, cereals and fruit and purees. And it was very traditional way. But I heard about the baby-led weaning, like it's a new method. Many moms are introducing food earlier. And I was worried, and probably Veronica has the experience. I don't know, probably she tried with one of her kids. But what happens if we give lumpy, thick food too early, like 5-6 months? Probably you have the experience, and Veronica probably is more familiar with the concept of the baby-led weaning. But I would like to hear from both of you about what do you think, or what is exactly meaning baby-led weaning?
Yeah, Vero, if you can explain, because I know you have a lot of experience with this, and then after you are done kind of explaining your experience also, I can tell you what the patients come and tell me of what they are doing, and then we can find what the right thing to do will be. So please explain to us, what is this new method of feeding babies?
So baby-led weaning, as the name, as the 3 words say, is just weaning your baby in a way that you just respond to your baby's cues and to your baby's pace and rhythm. You don't force the introduction of solids or food or anything besides of the intake of milk. You should offer healthy products to your baby in an appropriate texture. I mean, it makes no sense for me to give to a 4-month-old or a 5-month-old a huge piece of chicken. The way I've done it is you start with very thick purees that babies just like try to put their hands into, and they kind of lick their fingers, and they just experience with the new flavors and with the new textures. But you have to take it slowly. You have to be fully informed about the risks, and you have to do it consciously, knowing that that textures and kinds of food that you offer and the way you cut the food really make a difference in this method. And when I'm saying that it makes a difference, what I mean is that it makes a difference in the safety of your baby. So the way I've done it is in that way, just like doing it very slowly. I never gave the food in a spoon to my girls. They just experienced with food at their own pace. But I must say that I did do purees with Alvaro, with my oldest, because he was okay with that. He just would eat purees perfectly. The reason why I did baby-led weaning with the girls is that they wouldn't take food in a spoon. So I had to adjust the way that I moved on from milk to solids and do it that way. I think both methods are okay. It's just whatever works for your family, but for sure, you need to do it in a safe way. I do see advantages in both methods. You clean way more with baby-led weaning, food is all over the place, but it has benefits as well. I mean, it's cool. Both things are good. I guess it's just whatever. Kids are very different. Even siblings are very different. You just have to stick to whatever works for you and your kid, and always follow your baby's cues. Don't try to give food if your baby is not ready for that. What do you think, Marta? I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, from my point of view, I have to say that when they come to the office and they tell me they are doing this baby feed weaning, baby-led weaning.
Weaning, yes.
Baby-led weaning. I had to ask, what is it exactly that you are doing? Because I want to know. And I have to say that some families, what they're doing is taking it to the next step and giving a 5-month-old, I'm not kidding, pieces, small, but pieces of meat. And to me, it's just a very, very dangerous thing. It comes from somebody who had to pull pieces of food from kids' throats when I was in the hospital. I mean, it's something that reminds me of those kids, and it just, I don't think it's worth the risk. I really don't think the nutritious or the nutrition benefit outweighs the risk that you are seeing. And when I point that to some parents, they say, well, I know CPR, they tell me. Well, if you're doing such a risky thing that you have to count on your knowledge of CPR and be there present and aware, then you probably should wait or should go. What you're saying makes more sense. I mean, that's what we have been doing for all our life with our kids. Just
Yes.
you introduce it, you go by what they can tolerate, then you make the food thicker until it is just, they are just able to eat pieces of the food. Maybe the only difference from what we did with our kids and in our time is that we did introduce the spoon. We want the kid to learn how to use utensils and how to use the spoon, or we fed it with the spoon. So that's probably the only difference between what we did and what you're describing. But what the patients tell me in the office is something very scary that I want to make everybody aware. Even the innocent thing of giving a baby, 6-month-old, a piece of bread. Everybody thinks that's cute. You know, you take the picture, oh look, the bread is all wet, and that baby can really bite a chunk, even without teeth. And then you may have problems bringing that piece out. And so I want to say that we are all very aware and very careful of what we did give babies when we introduce the food, the quality and the consistency. And I think we all are doing a good job at that point. The mistakes happen after a year of age, when that child, that toddler, is eating what the family is eating. And now there is no more baby food preparation. Now the baby is eating the pizza and whatever prepared foods with chemicals, with a lot of preservatives, that's what worries me more, to tell you the truth. And so that's why we are here, right, ladies? We are here to teach parents how to continue. So when you make the puree and you're careful of what you buy, you go to the store, you have to continue after the child is a year old. And it should be for the whole family. I'm sure you're doing that, Veronica, with your kids that are older, that you still prepare purees sometimes, right, for the whole family.
For sure. I mean, we love veggie soups, we love purees. Whenever I make those, we all eat the same. I mean, I eat them myself, so why wouldn't I offer them to my kids? It's a super healthy option. I think what you said, it makes so much sense. Like, especially what I would advise moms who are going for the baby-led weaning option is to not think that they just know everything about the method and that it's just giving solids to the baby. I would recommend them to go to very check good sources of information. If possible, check with a pediatrician that is into baby-led weaning. I mean, check with a professional. Just don't think that the method is as simple as giving solids to a baby, because there's way more into that. So just try to make sure you're making things right for the safety of your kids. And then what you were saying about moving on to the next stage when they turn 1, that is so true. I mean, that's a game changer, because the baby starts eating whatever the other members of the family eat. And that's even more important than when they turn 6 months and you start giving them baby food. Please keep on with the hard job and keep on offering healthy options, because that's an investment in good health for the future. So I'm glad you guys are here to help us all do things right. And I'm glad FAIR offers us always such good options and such good ideas to feed our families properly. So, Fer, what do you have today?
Yes. So I'm so glad to hear from both of you with this new concept of baby-led weaning. And it's true. I think there are general rules, general methods for everything. But even when we talk in other chapters about the potty training or any other topic we talk here, the truth is we have to use our common sense to customize for each kid. Each kid is unique and totally different. Their maturity, their development, their muscles, everything, the mastication, everything is different in each kid. So I'm with Marta to say, talk to your pediatrician. She's the one who can give you the best option for your baby, knows your baby, the maturity to start giving them new produce, new flavors, and new textures in the food. So the puree is a puree, can be a cream, like a soup, whatever you want. So the thing is a very basic puree. If it is the first time you are gonna give to your baby, make the basic ingredients. So the ingredients are gonna be carrots, 2 carrots, 1 potato, 1 tomato, peeled tomato. Remember, it's the first time you are gonna give the baby this flavor and you don't want to have any skin. 1 tablespoon of olive oil, nothing, not at all salt, and chicken broth. You can make the chicken broth with just a little piece of chicken and remove after that and blend all the things. So it's just putting the broth, chicken broth, boiling very well. And if it is the first time you are gonna give to your baby, just use the hand blender and make a very, very thin texture, very creamy, very soft. But if your baby is just 1 year old, 8 months, 9 months, and he just tried before these flavors, and you want to make a little lumpy, the puree, use your smashed potatoes. So you don't need the blender, the hand blender, just use the smashed potatoes and smash the carrots, the potatoes with the chicken broth and make it more lumpy, and he can eat with a spoon very well, and if your baby is ready. If you want to make for the whole family even with more creamy, you can add 1 tablespoon of cream cheese and use the blender, and you can eat cold from the fridge, warm temperature, so you don't have to reheat. The cream cheese is gonna give the puree a little salt and a little creamy texture. So if you like it, you can add this cream cheese. If not, it's perfectly fine because they have the chicken broth, the potato, and the carrots. And it's one of the puree, totally basic to start with the baby, giving some savory flavor and some different flavor. It's not very strong because remember, carrot has a lot of sugar and it's not really a very strange flavor, but it's a start puree. And the other recipe, like it's not a recipe, but it's something the kids can prepare for her daddy in this Father's Day, is fresón con nata, we call it in Spain. Here could be like strawberries with cream or whipping cream. So you can buy the whipping cream already thick, but if not, you can use 1 cup of whipping cream with 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar and beat it very well with your blender and make a really heavy, thick whipping cream. So the idea is show the kids to wash the strawberry, dry with a kitchen towel, and cut in half, remove the leaves of the strawberries, and use a balsamic vinegar you have at home. I'm a very coffee person. I love it. So I always have espresso balsamic vinegar, who has a little flavor of coffee. It's very tasty. But if you have any other balsamic at home, chocolate or whatever, just put a little drops of the strawberries, shaking well, and let rest for 5-10 minutes. And then the kids can prepare in a beautiful glass cup put the strawberries just macerated after 5-10 minutes, and put the whipping cream in a bag, so they can squeeze the bag and make a beautiful presentation. Put one whole strawberry on the top and sprinkle with some chocolate chips. If you want chocolate chips, if daddy is a chocolate person, if not, some caramel syrup, any other syrup on the top. Look pretty, and eat some dessert they can prepare for daddy and make the day very special. So it's a very simple dessert.
I love the idea of the vinegar. That's totally new for me, and it sounds very good and special.
Yes, the good of the balsamic in all the berries, especially on the strawberries or the oranges, even with the oranges, is balsamic help these fruits to squeeze the juices. So all the juices from the strawberries or the oranges split and mix with the vinegar. So it's not too much, it's just a little drops.
We have the right store for that here in Austin, don't we?
Yes, canolius and vinegars. Totally highly recommended.
All kinds of flavors of olive oil and vinegars. So that's the place to get your chocolate flavor. I'm sure they have chocolate flavored vinegar.
They have all flavors.
That we talked about this in the Spanish version, and we forgot to mention, and I think it's important. Veronica was asking about the relationship between eating solids, or well, chewing food, and the number of teeth. And I want to point out that there's no relationship between chewing and swallowing and the number of teeth. And some kids are a year old, they have a mouthful, and they still gag with certain textures because there are many muscles, and requires a lot of maturity of your nervous system to coordinate the chewing and the swallowing, all those movements of the mouth. And other kids have no teeth and they're eating everything. And so don't go by the number of teeth. I just wanted to point that out before.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, many people feel like they have to wait until the kids have teeth to start feeding them with new food or new purees. And it's right, you don't have to wait until that moment. And even Veronica told us, Julia, the youngest one, has only 2 teeth. No, that's right?
Yes. Yes, Alvaro's first tooth came in when he was 6 months, and then the girls have been like kind of late teethers. Violeta got her first just before turning 1, and Julia more or less the same, but I feel like Violeta, once she got her first tooth, all the rest just came in like really fast. Right. And with Julia is taking longer. She's 14 months and still she has just 2 teeth.
It's okay, they'll come, don't worry.
Don't worry. And she eats a lot of things. So
everything.
Yeah,
everything.
That's great. That's great. That's amazing. So thank you so much to all of you who follow us and subscribe to our channel. Please let us know your comments, your questions, any topic you would like to talk about. We would love to answer you and talk about the things that are interesting for you. We are here to help. To prepare foods in less than 30 minutes is totally worthy. To give kids 30 minutes a week to cook for them. And thank you, ladies, this week, and hope to see you next week with more topics and more recipes. Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you, Fer. Thank you, Fer. Thank you, Marta. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.